Pleasure to have you on, Phil. We spoke to the agent, Andrea D'Amico. He and his client, Giovinco, are ecstatic, happy to come to Toronto. And the key is this, Phil, he wants to be here. Talk about what an outstanding acquisition this is by TFC.
I think this week we've gone from 0 to 100 in pretty much good time because coming into this past little while, it was hard to know what was going on with his team. I know a lot of people like to talk about all these possible deals. To actually see them with Totera and Giovinco actually happen, it's a pretty crazy time in TFC land. But at the same time, we've all been there before, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how this all works out on the field.
Phil, what I love about this, and I'm sure you love about it as well, is that he's young, in the prime of his career, 27 years of age. He is a national team player still of Italy, a guy that was sought after by a few clubs in Europe still, but he chose Toronto. And as his agent said to me, Phil, it's a project. He wants to be part of a special story here in Toronto, not only on the field, but I asked him off the field. He wants to play a big part with the kids. This is outstanding, Phil.
Yeah, that really is incredible. The age and the drive of the players, and not only, it's all of our DPs. They want to be here, and that's something. It's not, the money certainly, I'm sure it helps, but actually being part of a winning team, to drive in certain players. They want to turn things around. They see opportunity where maybe other players just want to stay away, like Defoe and whatnot. And I think that's a really important aspect to it. And it helps Toronto. It's going to help build our team to be the caliber team that we all want it to be.
And what's key is this, Phil, I think you would agree, is they're building slowly but surely in this off-season. They're building with Josie Altidore, with Giovinco. You could see that Bradley played a big part in this, and I think he played a major part in this, Giovinco, as well, because as I said yesterday at the press conference, Phil, he speaks Italian, and this is crucial. This is important for Giovinco on and off the field. I think this is key.
Yeah, I do too, and that's it, right? If you have, I think we've had in the past a really good morale in the locker room at certain points. Maybe last year with Andrew Weidman and Jeremy Hall and Joe Bendick and these players. But unfortunately, a lot of those players weren't getting regular time. So you really need to have that camaraderie on the field and with your best players, and that's what's happening. And Bradley's, a key component in this. I agree with you that he's really identifying some of the characters and some of the people that he wants to play with and wants to play with long term. Like, these aren't small deals that they're doing. These are 4 or 5 year, deals that they're all on. So this means his core has the potential to stick together, knock on wood that everything gets along on the field and off the field.
It was doom and gloom at the end of the season once again, Phil. All the hype in the offseason in 2014, Defoe, Gilberto, Julio Cesar, on and on, but no playoffs. Doom and gloom again. But here we go once again. The roller coaster ride begins, but I think this time with a little different flavor. Guys that are younger, as we mentioned, Altidore and Giovinco. Guys that want to be here. Has your group, your supporters, been rejuvenated by Tim Bazbachenko and MLS and what they've done this offseason to gain that appetite again by TFC supporters like yourselves?
Oh yeah, this past week we're certainly waking from our winter slumbers and the hangover from last season, that's for sure. But at the same rate, there is a core of guys that are sitting there quietly questioning how all this will play out, because we've been burned by it so many times in the past, and it seems like we're such champions in January every year, but then when it actually comes around to the end of the season, we're always missing the playoffs or always struggling on and off the field. So we are excited, but it's going to be a lot more palpable when we get some wins under our belt and we start seeing these players showing up week in and week out and what they can do with their talents.
Phil, how important is it knowing that TFC will start on the road for a number of games to begin the season with the renovation of BMO Field? How important is it, Phil, that they at least go 500 and gain some points to gain their confidence, and knowing that the latter half of the season, the bulk of the games will be on their home field? Giovinco will arrive. But actually, we broke a story tonight. David Amoyal of Gianluca Di Marzio, a contributor there, is saying that he believes that he possibly could be here at the beginning, the start of MLS season. That would be outstanding.
Yeah, it would be great if you were able to get a situation remedied at Juventus. You know, if they're not as competitive, if they start dropping out of some of these competitions, I'm sure there might be an opportunity for him to come into the league. But it's vitally important that we get off to a great start, especially with these road games in tough MLS conditions. You know, a lot of these markets that we're going to, Chicago and Columbus and whatnot, they're cold. They're going to be challenging environments. They're well-supported teams, and to be on the road for that many without any taste of home, it's going to be tough for the team. But I do think that they have a lot of character right now, and maybe that toughness and knowing that they have to walk into this situation will prepare them, and we're going to be looking at, you know, at least when nobody wants an 0-9 or 0-10 start like we had under Aaron Vinter, that's for sure. So we need to really come together and get some character wins out there.
Absolutely. Phil, just before we let you go, a busy offseason for TFC. I will be at the press conference, another one by TFC tomorrow announcing their USL Pro Squad up in Vaughan. It should be a special day for that community, a special day for the Ontario Soccer Association and TFC. Tim Bazbachenko will be there, but I'm not mistaken, Jason Bent as well. And one of the good guys returning, Stuart Neely. Talk about how important this is as well for the community and for the grassroots of this province.
I don't know if anybody can really grasp this too well, but I think for seven or 8 years now that we've had TFC in existence, we've never really had the full team, and this is the first step to me that really signifies that we are entrenched in the community, that we have a program that's going to be delivering Canadian talent and worldwide talent through our system. A real development. It's incredible development for, you know, the whole team, the community, where they're putting it. Everything around it is fantastic, and I think this is such a vital step for our team and the organization of TFC in general. It's great to have the academy, but you need to be able to have a real path to the main team, and this is the last little step that we need to put in. And now we can start building towards getting younger and younger kids into our system, identifying that system and bringing them up through our channels. And that's going to be fantastic for not only Ontario, the OSA, TFC, but also the Canadian men's national and women's teams. So this is where we're going to be getting these players, and there's an awful lot of talent within our province and our country, and this is a great way to start producing it better. Outstanding.
Phil, as I let you go, I don't think I've ever asked you this since I've had you on many years ago on my show. How do people go about if they want to be part of the Red Patch Boys, your group? Is there something that they can look at, a form? What do they need to do to be part of this great group, the Red Patch Boys?
All you have to do is go to www.redpatchboys.ca. You can check out our forum. We're always chatting about the team, but we have a specific membership section, and it's great too because right now we're doing a relocation. So if you have season tickets at BMO Stadium and maybe you want to sit down the south end with us in 112, and we're expanding out into some other sections as well, it'd be fantastic. You can join up, and you can actually get a leg up to get those tickets and get them at a pretty affordable rate. So if you're looking to cut the costs or whatever, it's a great opportunity. And you know, we're loud, proud, and we're out there in the stands. We're waving the flags, we're singing the songs, and hanging the banners. So it's a great way to experience TFC.
And you're forgetting one other thing. You're a humble guy, you're a pure guy, you're an honest guy, but you're a great guy with the Red Patch Boys in the community out there, giving back to some of the young kids that can't afford tickets to TFC games. You've done that in the past with your group. Continue doing that, because a lot of these young boys and young girls don't have the money or the wherewithal to come and watch a game. You provide that with the Red Patch Boys. I thank you, because that means a lot to those kids out there. And keep up the great work. You, Phil, and all the Red Patch Boys really appreciate it. Once again, you joining us tonight, Phil.